learning about probability by visiting some Funfair stalls before they open and it gets busy. But firstly, it's important to understand that probabilities range from 0 to 1, and we can give these as descriptions, decimals, fractions and percentages. For example, 0.5 would be 50%, and that would have an evens chance of happening. 0 would be impossible, and 1 is certain. So an event with a probability of 0.75 has a 75% chance of happening, and we would describe it as likely. You get the idea. Our first game involves winning teddy bears. We have a colour wheel with 4 different coloured leopards, and if we land on the blue leopard, we win. Let's find the probability using successful outcomes divided by total outcomes. There's 1 blue leopard out of 4, so 1 successful outcome, meaning the probability of winning is 1 over 4, which is 0.25 or 25%. If there were 6 leopards, the probability would be 1 over 6, which is approximately 0.167 or 16.7%. You might be asked to find the probability of something not happening. For example, as a percentage, what is the probability of the spinner not landing on green? So our successful outcomes would be 3, the 3 other colours, blue, red and purple. And our total outcomes is still 4, so 3/4, 75%. Probability can involve colour wheels like this, or other scenarios such as drawing coloured balls out of a bag, and this is one of the techniques that we will use to solve outcome-based questions. Our next stall is pirate themed. To win a prize, we need to flip a coin and roll a dice. Let's display these outcomes in a sample space diagram. This will help us visualize and organize them, and we will come back to this and use it in a minute. So, finding total possible outcomes. For the coin flip, we have either heads or tails, and for our dice, we have 6 possible outcomes because it can land on numbers 1 to 6. So to find the total possible outcomes, when we flip a coin and roll a dice at the same time, we multiply our individual possible outcomes together. So 2 times 6 equals 12 possible outcomes. Now let's find the probability of rolling a 3 and our coin landing on tails. So if we look at our sample space diagram again, we can see it really helps us, as we can just look through all of our data and we can find that there's only one combination, rolling a 3 and landing on tails, appears. So this happens only 1 out of a possible 12 times. So 1 over 12 is the probability of this happening. Now let's try and make our scenario a little bit more challenging. We're going to add a third object, a colour spinner, which has 3 colours on it, red, green and blue. So now we have an extra object with 3 possible outcomes. So now what's the total possible outcomes that we could have? So just as before, 2 times 6, but now we need to multiply that by 3, and this leaves us with 36 total possible outcomes. Now let's discuss a scenario where you have 2 spinners labelled 1 to 4, and when they're spun, we add the values that each spinner lands on. And we can list all of their results in a sample space diagram again, helping to organise and visualise them. And our question asks us to find the probability of getting a 6. We count the combinations that add up to 6. These are 2 and 4, 3 and 3, and 4 plus 2. So that gives us a probability of 3 out of 16. Okay, how about finding an even score? So again, we can look through our sample space diagram, and you can see that there's 8 even numbers, which gives us 8 out of 16, which is 0.5 or 50% as our chance. Let's find the probability for scoring 3 and scoring 6 or more. So for scoring 3, we have 2 combinations in our table, 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 1. That gives us a probability of 2 over 16, which simplifies to 1/8. And for scoring 6 or more, we have a total of 6 combinations. That gives us a probability of 6 over 16, which simplifies to 3/8.